Well, hello, Adventure Canine subscribers and all the random people that watch my channel for some weird reason. Today is new bike day. So for the past 3 seasons, I've been riding a 2021 Stump Jumper Comp Carbon with a few upgrades here or there. But this season, I decided to YOLO a bit and try something different. Try direct-to-consumer, so I went with a Commencal Meta V5. This is last year's edition, and I believe the signature model, so one down from the top. A little bit of a sale, but still a pretty penny. So a quick overview what we got here. Kashima everything pretty much. Transfer, Float X, and the 36, 150 in the back, 160 up front. Kind of would have preferred to have the black forks, but you know, I'll take what I can get. I kept my We Are One carbon union rims from my Stumpy. They're wrapped in the specialized ground control, which is pretty much perfect for the Dawn trails here. Clay-based, gets super dry and dusty, so kept those. And this actually came with a pretty nice set of wheels. DT Swiss EX 1700, something like that, with 350 hubs. This is the Hydra. Don't need a bell. Hydra does all the work of letting people know that I'm right on their ass. Just joking. I'm really nice, and I still call out that I'm behind them and pass them safely, as one does. But what do we got? With the 1-up pedals, matched orange. I got a 1-up V2 bar coming along the way, so these rentals will be on their way out or just in the backup parts bin. What else? Yes, the water bottle. Who knew this could be such an issue? Before, you can see the clearance is pretty damn tight. Got this Apidura little tab piece here, which shifts the cage down a bit. Usually I ride with a 24-ounce bottle. Now I got to go down to 21. Woe is me. I guess I'm going to be refilling a lot more this summer. What else? Full XT drivetrain, which is cool. 203 rotors, front and back. Had to make a little bit of an adjustment today. This set of wheels coming from the Stumpy was 203 in the front and 180 in the back. So shout out to Roddy from Road Construct for hooking me up with a 203 rotor on a Sunday. That was pretty cool. What else? I moved over my trusty WTB Volt saddle. Some cushion for the rear. You can always appreciate it. And what else? Box transfer dropper, stock, blah, 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 blah. So coming from the Stumpy, it's a good bike, I would say. Very sporty, but I'm a bit of a bigger gent, I guess. Not fat, not Clydesdale, but definitely have the hockey bod, as one does up in Canada, weighing at a decent 220, 100 kilos. 5'11", 6 foot on a good hair day. This is a size large, and I was riding an S4 on the Stumpy. I will say that this size large feels noticeably smaller than the S4 I was riding. It could be this steeper seat tube angle. I don't know. I don't pay too much attention to geo numbers and whatnot, but I definitely feel more upright when riding. How's that translated? This is literally my first ride out in the Dawn today. We're not going to count that ride in Portugal. That was on e-bikes in the Azores. So first acoustic ride of the year, and first impressions, this thing winches up the hill. I'm not sure if it's quite as fast as a Stumpy, but again, it's the first ride out for me, so I could just be fat and out of shape. But yeah, didn't clip a pedal, didn't dab, nothing on the climb up from Pottery to Three Rocks here in the Dawn, so good job on climbing. The bottom bracket is definitely noticeably higher than on the Stump Jumper. This shipped in the low setting and no pedal strikes so far, knock on wood. And what else? Going to a bigger suspension setup, as I said before, 150 back, 160 front. And on the Stumpy, it was a DPS and a Fox 34 float. So again, probably for here, realistically, again, for the trails that I'm riding, Stump Jumper did suffice. But I found whenever I was hitting features, I don't know if it was the flex in the frame or the flex in the 34. I just wanted a bit more. Stumpy is a 130 rear, 140 front. So far this bike feels way more solid and not too much of a weight penalty. I did weigh it and it was clocking in at about 34 pounds, and with my Stumpy, again, carbon frame, have these carbon WR1s, carbon bar, not that that really matters all that much. It was about 29 pounds, so we're adding 5 pounds, but it doesn't really feel like it. Maybe because this more upright seating position is more pedal oriented. Now, again, I'm not an expert on this, but I'll probably suffer for it pedaling flat, but on the uphills, I can already tell I like this riding position quite a bit. For my home trails, the Don Valley, you can see here, a lot of up down, so climbing is a must. There are some pretty steep climbs, some pretty tight switchbacks, so I feel like I'm definitely going to appreciate the more upright position, easier to swing this thing around. And what else? Yeah, I think this Fox 36 is definitely more suited to me than the 34. But yeah, I think pretty good bike. I'm gonna run a 2-wheel setup, so the stalkers that came on this, the DT Swiss wheel set with the Schwabi Tacky Chans, nice name. I'll probably save that for bike park, or when the boys go out to Quebec. And these ground controls, they're kind of like a Recon. These will be the daily drivers in the Dawn, and I think this is going to match up quite well. So yeah, I'll probably get some riding footage later on. Again, this is literally the first ride of the bike, and I didn't want to tamper that experience. Of course, I had to stop and take pictures, as one does. This is a nice little viewpoint here. CN Tower in the back. What up? Don Valley. What up? But yeah, more riding footage to come. Yeah, initial thoughts. I haven't sent it off any big features yet. I gotta, shake down this bike, make sure I tightened everything properly, and probably give myself a nice little shakedown as well, get back in shape. But yeah, I can tell this bike's already gonna be pretty solid. It's just, what penalty will I pay for going to a all mountain bike versus my super trail stump jumper? But yeah, stump jumper is still in the fleet for now. Looking to sell it, not in a rush, but yeah, we'll see what happens. And again, for the 70 something viewers and the random people that subscribe to this channel, hey, it's a Commencal Meta V5, pretty cool bike. Enjoy, or more likely, I'll enjoy. Stay tuned for more.